guys, this is Rise and welcome to another video. It's about that time of the week where the leagues are changing and the Great League is back in session. Probably the most popular league among Go Battle League players or PvPers in general, where there is a lot of Pokemon to choose from. And we have some of the top trainers in the world recommending teams here in this new season of Dual Destiny to help you try and figure out a team that can help you climb ELO and try and continue your push, whether that be to veteran rank, expert, or maybe even legend in the Go Battle League. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and check out some of these trainers who have recommended some very unique and fun teams and see if any of them can fit your needs here in this Go Battle League season. Here we go. We scooch on over and we start from the top. Tho Tactical, one of the absolute GOATs, legends of Pokemon Go PvP, a friend of mine, and he is running Morpeko, Goodra, and Talonflame as this first team. Morpeko, love it or hate it, it's a very strong Pokemon. If you're not careful, if you're double weak to it, it can run through a team. So can be a Pokemon that you have to account for as an opponent, can be very scary to deal with. And it says as the description, Goodra baits out the Azumarill so Talonflame can sweep. That makes a lot of sense. Goodra, relatively safe Pokemon, and with the Thunder Punch buff, I mean, that makes the Azumarill matchup even less bad for Goodra. I mean, double Thunder Punch plus the Dragon Breath damage probably nearly threatens to knock out Azumarill. So that is not the most comfortable for Azumarill. You probably get a Thunder Shock down with Morpeko if you play out the Zero Shield, and then really clear the runway for Talonflame, who likes to throw those flies. So that works out quite well. Mr. Inadequate himself, the Dutchman, is the next on this list. Shout out to Inadequate for always putting these graphics together. But he is running Shadow Drapion, Talonflame in the Bibs, Bibarel, fan favorite. Shadow Drapion so strong right now in the current meta. There are very few things that really hard counter this Pokemon. Pretty much only Mud Slappers, and even in that case, if it's like a Marowak, right? Sometimes if you have a little bit of an energy head start, you can actually force the shield with two Aqua Tails. So Drapion just so safe in the current meta. Only things like Guzzlord really can wall it. Talonflame and Bibarel backline cover each other quite nicely. I mean, those two things seem to just cover all of each other's weaknesses. So only swap out versus Mud Slap users. Both backline Pokemon have good sweeping potential with shield up. So seems like a type of strategy where you're trying to force switch advantage with the lead, trying to win that lead matchup, and then just line things up in the back. That's what Inadequate likes to do. He likes to RPS, and he'll tell you that himself. I'm not just saying that. Next on the list, Normahine, and he coming off a top 3 in Utrecht. He's running Shadow Feraligatr, Diggersby, and Emolga. Look how cute that Emolga is with those eyes flying in the air like it just don't care. Feraligatr, it says stay in versus grass type leads and take shield, potentially bait out ice type Pokemon in the back with Diggersby. That makes sense. So if you saw something like a Superior, yeah, you might just be forced to stay in and try and get shields down, and at that point set up the Emolga who can clear it away, and then hopefully Diggersby is pretty free after that. So I could see, yeah, ABA to grass could be a little bit of a concern, but maybe you bait out a Dugong with the Diggersby, you get some farm with Feraligatr, and then Emolga could be clear to sweep, because a lot of teams, myself included, tend to be weak to electric. So a cool looking team from Normahine, and you don't always see Emolga, right? So a nice unique pick from him. Let's scroll on down. Next, we'll reveal 2 at a time, I guess. Howie is running Jumpluff, Malamar, and Unnovan Stunfisk, which has seen a little bit more play recently with that Thundershock buff. We see the description, stay in versus Drapion leads, as Jumpluff can make that matchup very close. Stunfisk can debuff Clodsire in the 2s. I believe Jumpluff can actually win the Zero Shield scenario against Shadow Drapion, because the Fairy Winds plus 2 Aerial Aces pretty much knocks out. So maybe as long as they don't get a debuff, you can win that Zero Shield scenario. Pretty crazy. And then Malamar safe swap, of course, unless you're seeing like a Charmer or maybe something like a Mandibuzz. Malamar safe swap is really strong. And then Closer, being Unnovan Stunfisk, is interesting. Normally, you don't see bulky Pokemon as closers in that regard. Normally, you use like save shields in regards to your closers for things that have more high attack, but because of the pure spamminess, the sheer spam factor of the pancake, you're just flipping pancakes left and right. The Thundershock Mud Bomb or Discharge combination is really strong right now for Unova and Stunfisk and allows it to win a lot of matchups. And it's something that can actually beat Galarian Corsola, which we know is so strong right now. It can actually beat Galarian Corsola in like the ones maybe, and even the I think it's pretty comfortable in the twos with that spammy Mud Bomb because it takes Galarian Corsola a little while to get to its attacks. Next we have Huiro, and he is running Shadow Steelix, very cool. Superior Jumpluff, doesn't respect fire. Does not respect fire at all. Former #1 Go Battle League leaderboard back in Season 4. Shadow Steelix, Serp Jumpluff is kind of funny. This team is for the Feraligatr haters. Opposing Clodsire requires teamwork. Yeah, I can imagine. Clodsire would be kind of a nightmare here, especially if you're running Thunderfang Steelix. That'd be kind of terrible. But I guess Thunderfang Psychic Fangs, like you can definitely chip at that. Maybe you can even win that matchup if you're willing to shield like Earthquakes. So I don't know if I'd run this team personally, but who knows? I mean, sometimes teams that don't really make sense end up being the most effective teams because your opponents can't really predict what's in the back. I feel like though a Talonflame would be so difficult for this team because you don't really have a safe swap, right? Like, what do you safe swap Jumpluff with this team? What's your safe swap? I guess Jumpluff. I don't know. This is a weird team from Guido. I've been, I don't know. Rise going unhinged. Here we go. Next trainer. I'm not familiar with this trainer. Gideon, like from Criminal Minds. Remember Gideon? Oh, that was a good show back in the day. Malamar, Licky Licky, and Steelix. This team works just as well in Ultra League. Licky Licky baits out the fighting types of Steelix is free, so your classic ABB style, right? Double weak to fighting in the back. Malamar cleans it up. Hopefully the Steelix can sweep. Number 11, former GBL leaderboarder, is Gideon. Very impressive stuff. And yeah, I could see this team being even stronger in the Ultra League where Licky Licky, I think, kind of reaches more of its full potential in terms of that bulk, and Steelix as well, extremely bulky in the Ultra League. So it's fun when you have a team that can work in multiple leagues, and this may be one of them. And Licky Licky also has a bit of a variety of moves, so you might catch your opponents off guard. Some people try to catch you off guard with that Solar Beam. You also have the Earthquake, the Shadow Ball. Even some people running Hyper Beam can catch you off guard as well. So Licky Licky can have some fun experimenting with those unique move sets. Next up, we have Triptando, and he is running Swampert, Shadow, G-Weezy, and Galarian Corsola. Now, Swampert, not as good as he once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. Swampert, with the Mudshot nerf, 5 Mudshots to every Hydro Cannon, versus it used to be 5-4, extremely spammy, and now it takes you a little bit longer to get to that Earthquake or Sludge Wave, which is not as ideal for that heavy hitting coverage move, but it's still strong, and it can be a menace in the right spot, especially if people are disrespecting it. And then you have Galarian Weezing, which can just be an absolute menace on the safe swap. It's so fast, so spammy, and then we know Corsola, how annoying this thing can be with its bulk and its power. Like, it's crazy how bulky it is, and yet how much damage it can still inflict with that combination of Astonish and Nightshade. Just a really strong Pokemon, especially in neutral matchups. It's crazy how well it does neutrally against things like Azumarill, where you pretty much just need to get to 2 charge attacks, where Azumarill needs like 3 charge attacks. It makes that matchup really comfortable for Galarian Corsola. And I know, oh, it's back in eggs, by the way. It's back in eggs, so get your butts back walking, hatch some of those eggs, and maybe try to get yourself a Galarian Corsola trade with some friends as well. We got 2 more teams to wrap things up. We've got Chun, I believe is how it's said. He's always known for running spicy picks in play Pokemon tournaments, and he's running a cool one here as well. Dugong, Malamar, and Starmie. Charjabug does not exist with this team. Chun does not believe in the existence of the Charjabug, but if he saw one, honestly, you could probably find a way around it with like Dugong soft losing and then like Malamar shield farm down. Top 3 Bulkum 2023. He's had some really impressive performances in the Play Pokemon Championship Series. Malamar baits out the dark type so Starmie can close out the game. And dude, that could be really effective, honestly, just like on the surface with this team. Like Malamar baiting out a Mandibuzz, for example, and then you farm down with Dugong. If you can say both shields for Starmie, Starmie can just absolutely go off sometimes. I've played Dunebug now a few times running that Starmie, and he is an absolute menace with that thing. And he showcased how well he can do with it in a grassroots tournament that we showcased on the channel, and that he won, and then also in some matches on stream at the last tournament in Toronto. So Starmie. Also, people made fun of me because I think I kept accidentally saying Starmery, but obviously it's Starmie. I don't know. I was tripping on my words. I think there was a Skarmory in like one of the matches, so maybe I had Skarmory on my mind. So then I started saying Starmery, but obviously it's Starmie. Misty, I'm sorry to let you down. Anyway, 7WS7. I don't know if I'm familiar with this trainer, but they have a Gengar as their profile picture. I love it. And they are running Shadow Typhlosion, Diggersby, and Starmie, but interchangeable with Azumarill. Azumarill can replace Starmie for extra bulk. Play zeros versus Azulede, as this is a very close matchup. Yeah, I experienced that matchup. Now with the Thunder Punch buff, dude, that Thunder Punch does an incredible amount of damage to Azumarill. So they have to shield the second since you get outpaced, and then you can kind of set yourself up to farm down Azumarill potentially. So I don't mind that at all. Plus you're probably better off. Yeah, you're probably better off. Like, even though Starmie would probably have a better matchup there, like you don't want to give up Switch and then they counter Starmie and then Azumarill's roaming free against those two back Pokemon. So that makes sense. Pretty cool team. More of like an ABC type line. You are a little bit weak to water ABA, of course, but every team is going to be a little bit weak to something. And all these battlers, all these great Dutch battlers providing us with some awesome teams. I thank them very much. I hope you guys have a couple of these teams at least that you can try out and maybe are looking forward to trying out here as we move on in this Go Battle League season. If there's one team that stands out to you that you're planning on trying out from this video, feel free to let us know in the comments. If you want to download this full graphic, I'll leave a link to Inadequence's Twitter, where you can download the full graphic once he posts it today, and then you can have it handy if you're looking for some teams to reference here once the Great League goes live at the league change. All that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And all that said, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.